Hey, what's going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be talking about the 7 things that I wish I knew before playing Black Myth Wukong. And consider that I'm only in Chapter 3. I imagine that there's going to be more to add to this list, but this is just my experiences so far, in no particular order. First up on my list, I have checking every store that you can, especially in hidden area stores, and checking back later too. So the stores sell a lot of consumables, they sell a lot of materials, and they sell a bunch of different things that seem pretty generic from store to store. However, in hidden areas, you can actually find limited resources, such as in Chapter 1 in the hidden area, you could buy 2 silk, which is used for crafting armor, but you can't find that in every other store possible. There was also a time where I completed something in Chapter 2. I don't remember the exact trigger for it, but I completed something in Chapter 2 and I had to go back to Chapter 1 for something else. And some random store in the Forest of Wolves sold a curio, which increases max stamina. I believe it was called the Back Scratcher curio. And they sold that for 2,000 gold. So being able to check stores periodically and even coming back between chapters, super useful, super helpful. And speaking of exploration between chapters, make sure you explore everywhere. Secrets and side quests are scattered everywhere. It is just like things that you would experience in an RPG or even prior Souls games. There are side quests with movable NPCs. There are secrets like hidden walls everywhere. And there's just generic stuff that will be on the ground. There is so many things to discover. It is absolutely mind-boggling, and I wish I knew just the extent to how much exploration actually does provide in this, whereas it might be a little bit more limited in another game, but it is very, very expansive and very rewarding to explore in this game. Speaking of stuff that is expansive, the lore is very expansive. It is very in-depth, and it is worth looking into. Me going into this game as someone from North America, playing a game that is on Chinese lore, there's a lot of things that go over my head. However, as I've been playing and progressing through the game, there's been a lot that people have pointed out to me that I would have never received or never would have got otherwise if it wasn't for someone knowing about it or if someone was very deeply connected to the lore. I imagine there's just more stuff for me to discover with it and more things that I've probably missed. So taking a peek at the lore, absolutely worthwhile if you have a chance to learn about the Wukong lore. And I mentioned this earlier, it does have elements of prior Souls games, but it does have its own identity too. It has a bunch of groundwork that other Souls games would have, such as like difficulty and no map and things like that. But it has its own identity as well by having more RPG elements than your typical Souls games, like skill trees and also stances like Neo would maybe provide in another side. There's also some Sakura elements. It's a bunch of little mishmash things, but it creates its own identity within that as well. And I thought it was going to be more Souls-like because it was hyped up to be more Souls, and I wish I knew it wasn't like a Souls game prior to playing. There are multiple endings. Now, I'm not going to spoil the endings because I have not seen any of the endings myself yet, but there are multiple endings, including a secret ending, and new game plus features like your typical Souls game would have. It has a bunch of new games that you can enter before beating the game so that you can prep for your new game plus experience and journey, do things differently. Maybe you might get locked out of a side quest or you miss something in the first playthrough. There is a lot to explore with that as well. Now, here's something that might sound a little bit silly, but it took me up until Chapter 3 to realize that you could sell your small gold pieces. I thought those just contributed directly to your gold value right away. No, you have to go to a store and actually physically sell them. And when I did, I had like 139 or something ridiculous like that. I had no desire to go into the sell tab because I thought I wanted to just hoard and keep everything. Yeah, you can earn a lot of money by selling those gold pieces and other variable gold items that you explore and grab on the way, which kind of ties into the explore everywhere thing, because you can make a lot of money with that. And the last one is using combo moves, using light, heavy attacks, spirits, and also spells can really dictate how much damage you output. Now, in your typical Souls game, you'd cast a spell, and then the spell would charge up, and then it would hit, or you would do your light attack, and then your heavy attack, and then that's what would be inputted in. In Wukong, you can actually switch up between light and heavy attacks. You can switch up stances. You can throw in a transformation spell in there. You can toss in one of your spirits, like at the end of your combo or just before the end of your combo. You could throw in the giant headbutt from the giant baby enemy from the chapter 1. You can actually mix up a lot of these attacks and finish your combo in the midst of all of that. So feel free to explore with different ones and see just how much damage output you can do with that. Now, like I mentioned, I imagine there's going to be a lot more throughout the chapters, but this is just what I thought would be worth highlighting so far up until the point of chapter 3. I can't wait to play more, and I can't wait to continue further and make more videos for you guys along the way. My apologies on the short little hiatus. I did get sick. I'm actually at the tail end of being sick, so hopefully everything should be good video-wise now. I will see you guys in the next video, speaking of, and I will see you guys then. My name is Bflattened, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care, all. Laters.